I completely forgot that Auston Matthews had a wrist injury and had surgery on it.
Yeah, same.
Mm-hmm. And he was on Tim and Friends yesterday. I'm like, oh yeah. Oh, and he's like, yeah, to be ready for the first game of the season. I was like, I completely forgot James tweeted that.
You know what I liked?
James Myrtle, that is. Hi, James.
You know what I liked? How he had an operation done on his wrist, right? And no one called the team a bunch of stupid shitheads for getting his wrist worked on when they did. Sorry, I'm thinking of Sidney Crosby, not Auston Matthews. Did you remember all that?
What happened with that?
So Matthews, he goes and gets his wrist worked on, and everyone goes, what? Didn't they know the exact... Why did they negligently let him go into the summer with his bum wrist, and then he injures it, and now he might miss some games? And then
that might have been the part of the summer where I was actually on vacation. I might have missed that.
Also, this is the first time I think you've peaked the audio in the studio.
Oh, sorry.
And these microphones are hard to peak, man.
Yeah,
really? Okay. Yeah, that's why we got them. Is that they're hard to. If you yell, they're supposed to be able to limit that.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's great.
A loud one.
My bad.
You see?
Oh, sorry. Wow. Yeah, you might have to edit that. I'm sorry. No, but no, the Matthews, so I guess I haven't had time to rant about this. No, but the Leafs took so much grief for Matthews getting hurt. Like, they thought they could rehab it. He injured it in training, and they're like, actually, you know what? Let's get the surgery done. And so they get it done, and he will hopefully be back in time for game 1. A month later, Sidney Crosby, same thing happens. He's going to miss games, I'm pretty sure. No one says a thing about the Penguins. And to be clear, Penguins fans, I'm not saying Ron Hextall is a big dumb idiot for Sidney Crosby getting a surgery when he did. I'm saying not all health situations end up the same.
Well, it was interesting because I've started seeing, I've had physio, chiropractor, whatever for my back. So I'm doing everything I can to keep my back, because basically what they've told me with my back is I've got muscles that are used to being super tight all the time.
Just really
tight. And then you have to retrain your body to have them untight all the time. You have to. It's like a memory thing, muscle memory, right?
That's what I've been doing for the last year.
One of the and you should have been doing that for the last 15 years. Both of us, actually. Let's be honest. I give you a hard time, but I not much better. Now, what I'll say is that what's been interesting is they're like, listen, we need to calm your nervous system down. We need to calm the neck down. We need to calm the back down. We need to calm the nervous system.
Who
down.
told you that?
That would be my chiro.
Tell them I said that's great advice.
Yeah, I know. Well, and by the way, my chiro is not one of the chiros that's like, I'm going to crack your back. She's actually like, stretching this and moving that and whatever. And so I trust her, because I feel like sometimes the chiros that like are there to crack your back, it's like, in 15 minutes, I'm going to make a bunch of noises and you're going to leave and you're going to have to come back next week. So what Matthew said that I thought was interesting as this pertains to my dumb story is that the his wrist injury, he said, we were trying to get it to calm down first.
Matthews
said that about his injury. He said, we're trying to get it to calm down, as in, I feel like they wanted to see what his threshold was going to be, right? Like, what is it after the season ends and he's not wearing and tearing on it all the time, right? What's the pain threshold if he lives a normal life?
Right. If he's not a hockey player for a while.
And then you judge that against being a hockey player for a while and see where you're at. Because if he didn't get it now, he would have to get it in July of next season or next year.
Yeah, or just play with a shitty wrist all year.
Right, and still score 50 goals, because that's what he did last year. It's insane.
I don't know.
It seems like the pain was just too much.
Yeah.
And it made more sense to just forget it. But it just blows my flipping mind that a guy who needed surgery on his wrist outscored everybody else by 10 goals.
It's stupid. It's stupid. He scored at a 60-goal pace. Like,
that's huge.
That's been done by Stamkos and Ovechkin, and I don't remember.
Brett Hall
did
it once, and Lemieux and Gretzky, but it.
But since the millennium flipped.
Oh God! Stamkos and I don't know.
Stamkos, Ovechkin. Pretty sure that's it. Bure might have.
Yeah, he might have been at that pace, but if Bure could ever stay healthy, that was the problem, right? Remember we went to the Panthers and tore it up for like 11 games, and then he was out for the season? He was unbelievable.
He was unreal.
But injuries, man.
We were robbed of him, robbed of Forsberg.
Oh, no kidding.
The story that accompanied Matthews' wrist injury was that Marner didn't get to go down to Arizona and train with him. So Marner, because Marner's original plans were to go to Arizona, and Matthews and Marner were going to spend the summer, and they're going to do their little training during
cool.
July and August.
That
But
would've been fun.
He had to train at the BioSteel in Montreal instead. So that also came out with that story. But that just reminded me of how long they kept those two apart. How long did it take for Matthews and Marner to play on the same line?
3.5 years.
Yeah. That was a
How
long time, man.
ridiculous
Basically,
is that?
it was Babs.
Right.
And there are people now making the argument that you shouldn't play them together.
I would make the argument you should switch it up. Sometimes, man. Even Pasternak comes off the perfection line sometimes.
Yeah, but only when it's struggling. I think we've seen, especially with Boston and with Tampa, that just load up the line, and they refuse to do that for 3 years. These two clearly love playing together.
Yeah.
And why? Well, you should encourage that. If you have two hockey players who are willing to go out of their way for the summer to fly to a destination and play hockey together for a month, why not encourage this? And why have you been taking away from that for the first 3 years of their career?
Why not? That was I don't know. That was just a Babs sticking point thing.
That's ridiculous. It makes me upset.
And like that Nylander Hyman Matthews line in the first year, it worked. It worked, but never try it once. Mm-hmm. It was there was the one game. I don't remember if this was the rookie year or the next year where the Leafs were running up the score on Montreal, and so they ran out a Matthews, Marner, Martin line. They put Matt Martin out there with them, just to say, all right, no bullshit. Here, at the end of the game, I know we ran up the score on you. No bullshit.
All right.
What game was that?
It was early in the regular season one year. I don't remember if it was 16-17 or 17-18.
Oh, gosh.
Wow.
And then I think they scored again, too. I'm pretty sure.
So you guys are on the side that they should break them up more instead of encouraging them to play?
On the power play.
Yes.
I like what you think they should break them up on the power play, or you should keep them together?
Sometimes. It should. No, yeah, they break them up on the power play. It should be an option.
Well,
I think you should do anything besides what you're doing with the power play because it didn't work.
Yeah, clearly. I'm curious about that. Like, they have some, and it's been just enough time. I was talking about this with my girlfriend, who's a huge hockey fan, and she's like, I'm not mad at them anymore.
Oh, good for her.
Yeah, she's like, I'm not mad at them anymore. And I said, okay, fair. And I said, I'm not either. Enough time has elapsed. It's usually to give me. It was a big blow up, right? This was a big fight, but there's still love there, still mad love. And I'm not talking about one particular player. I'm talking about the Leafs, right? Mm-hmm. I'm Steve, you said it before the show. They have lost 5 consecutive all or nothing games, right? So it is tough, but at the same time, if they sort things like the power play out, think about how much easier life gets.
It's actually 6. I didn't include 2013.
Oh God. Well, consecutive. It wouldn't be consecutive, but
yeah.
I think at the end of the day, if they solve something like the power play, and I don't know what they need to do. I'm not smart enough to know that. I'm sure Dom and Jay Fresh and all the people on Twitter can tell you what they need to do to make that happen. There's probably a heat map out there that explains everything.
Jack Hahn.
Yeah, Jack Hahn could do that. Yeah, whatever. All those guys, they can figure it out. What I am saying is, how much easier does life get if the Toronto Maple Leafs, with $40 million on one power play, $45 million if you include Morgan Riley, something like that, if they can figure out, with half their payroll on the same line, how to score a goal on the power play. And how to score it, and because here's the thing: there's no excuse. If you're watching Formula One like me, there's no excuse for Mercedes-Benz and Red Bull not to be 1 and 2. There's no excuse. They have the best cars on the track. With the Leafs, I don't need them to be top 10. I need them to be top 3.
Oh, I'll be amazed if the same thing happens again that has happened many times recently. Their power play starts bananas hot, ridiculously hot, and then dies.
So are you telling me that we're not?
Deaths.
So if it does start hot, we're not going to be allowed to enjoy it, are we?
No.
Oh
no, I don't know. No, listen. You enjoy the Leafs scoring and winning whenever.
Yes, and you should.
And all your doubts and concerns, you store them in a box at the back of your head, right? And you keep them in a file for later, right? And you just remember. That's all. You enjoy it. But I am saying this now in September. If they start hot, they did last year too. Remember? Oh, what They have Wayne Simmons on the first power play and Joe Thornton and Tavares and Nylander on the second. This is stupid. And they were bananas hot. And then what?
They finished 16th in the league in power play percentage.
That's unacceptable.
You can't have that.
We both went to the same word immediately.
It's-
That's unacceptable.
And I think they know that. I would like to, there's one thing about like when you make a mistake or when you don't perform to that thing, you own it, which is great. I'm not sure that anybody's owned it when it comes as specific as the power play. And I read some of the interviews yesterday with Marner, who obviously, like, let's be frank, had a tough summer. I mean, the fact he was trending every day is a joke, and we need to really like, I think there's no. We were hard on him in the show.
Yeah.
Rightfully
when
so.
the games happened.
When the games happen, but like when it's August 22nd and somebody signs a minor league deal and they're like, "Well, I wonder what Marner would make on that." Like, you know what I mean? It was enough.
It also
was
takes
enough.
like 5 tweets to trend.
Does it? Is that what it was?
Yeah, I've noticed that about Twitter. Alex Galchenyuk trended today. I was like, oh, did he sign? No.
I'm just gonna see who's trending.
There's like a couple people who were tweeting about him.
Galch is trending today, and so is Babcock.
What?
There's Babcock.
Oh, but Steve Simmons had a weird
The
tweet.
trending topic
It's a
page
Steve Simmons tweet. That's
has
the reason.
become more tailored towards your interest too. There's a lot of hockey fans on Twitter, so a lot of people interested in hockey, so they push those things up towards.
See, I think
the top
that's
of the trending list.
that's a bad idea when it comes to sports fandom, because if you're mad, if you're like disappointed in a player's performance, it just reminds you again and again and again that or your team disappointed you. And here's the thing, right? Like, these are people, they're human beings, and as much as I was as upset as you can get with the top line's performance after Tavares went down in the Montreal series after about Game 4, right?
After Game 4, they were great up until
And then invisible. It's not cool that Matthews only scored a goal.
Nope.
And it's not cool that Marner didn't score and there was not a lot of assists.
No.
But it doesn't mean that we need to, like, and I've said this before, we don't need to torch them online every day about their contract. Like, relax. We would all die to make that kind of money. Are you kidding
We would
me?
all die to play for the Toronto Maple Leafs.
You would have to pay me.
Like, yeah.
One game. Give me one shift.
Can I volunteer?
Yeah, I don't even care if it's against the Islanders and Casey Zizekas beats my face in. Fine. Like, I'll be cool with that. I got my face beat in by Casey Zizekas and my name is on the back of that jersey and there's blood on the front. I'm happy. That's it.
Oh, just to have that photo.
Yeah, right? Just
To hang in the
Just
of me
mangled it.
in a heap.
yeah, and then I'll have that broken nose bridge that everybody gets.
Yeah.
You know, like
Oh.
that little bump.
It goes this way.
Yeah, yeah, right.
Steve, you're allowed on TV now. You got the it's okay.
Well,
listen,
we'll actually
to be-
use you on
To
trade
be an
deadline
analyst,
day.
you must have played at a professional level. No one else can analyze.
That's always great trade deadline when I look around at the 12 NHLers and I'm like, I don't think I'm getting on.
And guess what? You're not.
You're right.
As much as I love you, my friend. One thing, so I was impressed with Matthews' interview. He was great. I was impressed with Marner's interview with Chris Johnson of the Toronto Star, by the way. Congratulations to CJ. Did we congratulate him last episode?
Yeah, remember you saw the tweet
Oh.
come out 4 minutes live on the show.
Right.
4 minutes after it came out, you saw it. We announced it on the show.
So congrats to CJ on that, by the way. And for people asking, yes, of course he'll be able to come back on the show, and he will be coming on very, very soon. He remains D'Artagnan. He's the fourth member of the show. He will always be here. But what Chris's article in the Star said was, Mitch said, "Listen, I grew up here. I know what it's like to play here. I know what it's like. Like, I know what this is. I knew what I was getting into." So
What do you think Mitch said in 2013 when they blew it against Boston? Oh, don't worry, they'll get him next time. He's probably like, Gardner sucks.
I hate Fanoa. Yeah.
And then like
Pylon.
their teammates 3-4 years later,
Yeah.
Yeah. Or no, he got drafted 2015. Marner did.
Oh, it wasn't that long.
No.
Oh man.
What is funny is there are a number of players who have broken into the NHL, like young NHL players, who have tweets from that day.
No way.
Yeah, like Nick Suzuki has one, I'm pretty sure. I want to say Dylan Strome might have even gone down to Maple Leaf Square and like had his jersey on and everything.
That's really cool.
We were there.
I was
we were
there.
Not together, but we were there.